Hallo and welcome to frosty, sunny but not snowy Finland. If you haven't been here before, my name is Herta and we moved in July 22 from Austria to Finland. Or actually, I am from Finland, but my husband and our two kids, they are all Austrians. And until 6 months ago, we were living a really Central European life. After 3 months here in Finland, I made a video about what things we had noticed, what are a bit different and so on. And you liked it a lot, so I link it up there if you, or there, I don't know. If you haven't watched it yet, then there are some things which were weird or funny or nice or not that nice for us. And now, as we have been living here for 6 months already, meaning a whole half year, I thought I'll make a new video. I'm also always interested in what people notice when they are living somewhere and after that somewhere else, because even though Finnish and Austrian culture and manners and so on are quite similar, there certainly are some differences which you notice in your everyday life. Nothing is that serious and nothing makes your life really hard, but it's interesting to notice. So let's have a look. Like I told in the winter video, they are not using salt here in the streets, but instead of that, sand. Tons of sand, meaning 1.3 million tons of sand every winter season. It doesn't bother me. Like I said, I like it more than salt, but it does get really dusty in the spring, which may affect your health. And some bikers say that the little stones are so sharp that they are breaking the bike tires. I don't know about that. And speaking of biking, every apartment in our house has its own storage in the basement, and I was a bit surprised that we had also extra storage in the first floor for outdoor things, because I was thinking like, what should I put there? Then the winter came and I realized that many people put their bikes there, and I still was like, why? Because we have a really good bike shed outside of the house, and it's a lot of easier to take the bike there. Until it got cold and the brakes and the gear didn't work anymore. Especially we have one bike from Spain and it's really sensitive. Since then we are using our outdoor storage as well. Then, like I already told in the 3 months video, in our house every apartment has a sauna, which is very common in Finland. As we found our apartment as we were still in Austria, I was thinking with my friends that what should we do with our sauna, because we are not that keen to going to sauna because it's an electric sauna. And we were thinking maybe wine room. No, because wine is so expensive here in Finland. It's also not that good idea. But now, after 6 months, we have noticed that it's perfect for the outdoor clothes from the kids, because when they are outside they get all wet and muddy, and then they come inside and they just take their clothes off and put them in the sauna, and they get dry there and I don't see them, and that's just perfect. We have used our sauna during these 6 months once. Yeah, like I said, it's electric sauna, so maybe in the countryside, if we have wood heated sauna, then maybe we'll use it more, because then you can go also swimming or in the snow or whatsoever. And then the next difference, speaking of swimming, the swimming centers in Finland. They are quite different than in Austria. Next to us was a small swimming center, so we were swimming a lot in Austria until 2020, of course. And in Austria, as commonly in Central Europe, everybody is together in the locker room. So boys and girls, men and women, everybody. And after that, you go separated to the showers. And then once again, of course, swimming is everybody's together. And sauna in Austria, it's also separated, and you also have to pay extra. And that's nothing for under 14 to 16-year-old. It depends a bit. Anyhow, the children have nothing to do in sauna in Central Europe, because for them it's a place where you relax and everybody is just doesn't say a word. So the sauna culture is a bit different. There are quite strict rules. Sometimes you are not allowed to draw the water by itself. There is some worker coming who makes it for you once in an hour or something like that. So I wasn't using sauna in Austria. In Finland, the drinking rules are already different, because boys and girls, men and women are separated. For example, me as a mom, I go alone to the women, and my two boys, they go alone to the men. Every side has its own saunas and showers and so on, and then we meet again on the swimming pools. And what's also really cool in the Finnish swimming centers, there is always a cold water pool. Like here in Turku, where we were, there was a pool with 4 degrees Celsius water. If the swimming center is on a lake, there's often not a cold water pool, but a hole in the ice on the lake. So that's of course a lot nicer. And then what I've already mentioned several times, the people in Turku are so nice. That's why I wasn't that surprised, as I noticed that in our house every neighbor is saying hi to you always. I have heard that, for example, in Helsinki it's not like that. Your neighbors are not always greeting you. I don't know how is it in other bigger cities in Finland, Tampere, Oulu, and so on. Yeah, but like I said, I wasn't that surprised, because here in Turku the people are just so nice. Not just our neighbors who are so nice, it's also the bus drivers and grocery store workers and bank workers and so on. They have all been so nice that if they were speaking German, you could maybe Turku could be confused with some small village in Tyrol. Then some food things have also been different than in Austria or Central Europe. For example, the milk product culture in Finland is a huge thing here. In the school, there is always milk for the kids to drink, and the doctors are asking if you are dentists and so on, if you are drinking enough milk. And I mean, yes, it's important, but it's not that important like they do here in Finland. And then there is also the cottage cheese, what the Finns love, and they mix it with everything, meaning even the morning porridge and carrot salad and so on. I was actually testing it with sweet potato soup, and it was quite nice, but I don't know, every day maybe not so my thing. What's not that nice is that you don't get that German, Austrian, I don't know where, everywhere in Central Europe, that kind of bread and other pastries here in Finland. We are always eating just rye bread because it's already so dry. That kind of bakery bread what you always buy in Austria, it just doesn't exist here. If someone knows in Turku a place where you can get that kind of bread, please write me a comment. But we do like are the Finnish pastries. We are testing them always, like laskiaispulla or runebergstorte or whatsoever. The Finns have some nice tradition pastries as well. Foods, maybe not that much, especially for someone who doesn't eat that much meat. But what's nice is that here is so much fish, and it's although the Finns say that it has gotten so expensive, for us it's still quite cheap when you compare it to Austria's prices. And what our kids said as I asked them what has been different was that here is no thing what we used to have almost 3 years in Austria. Because, and now I do understand the Finns also, that they didn't quite get our thoughts about how bad the situation was in Central Europe, because you really don't notice anything here, and it hasn't, of course, not been like that all these 3 years, but you definitely didn't have that kind of show like in Austria. And that's also something what we like a lot, because you don't have to think about it anymore. You can go everywhere. You don't have to think if you have everything with you, what you need for going to the grocery store or hospital or whatsoever. Oh, and what I almost forgot, the health system in Finland. I called the health center here in Turku, and then they called me back, and they said in 2 weeks the doctor looks when does he have time for you. And I was like, okay, so I don't get some appointment now? No, the doctor looks it for you. In Austria, at first you choose your own doctor, and then you call in and ask, hi, can I get an appointment? Yes, of course. How about this? Yes, perfect, I'll come. Bye. So this is, I don't know. I guess it should be easier just go to a private doctor. And then something not that big and not that weird and so on, but the bed sizes are different here than in Austria, because a normal bed, a small bed is 80 centimeters, and in Austria it was 90, and double bed is here 160, and in Austria it was 180. It's not a problem, it's nothing serious, but I don't get new bed sheets everywhere. What my husband would probably say is that the amount of light in November and December surprised him, because it really wasn't that much. We were surprised about how beautiful October and September were, but then the darkness did surprise him a bit. But like I said, I was delighted how much sun we had, although it was like 5 or 6 days in 4 weeks, but that's more my thing. I try to concentrate to these beautiful days. There would be many other things, I guess, as well, if I just kept collecting them. But if you make this kind of videos, please link it down there so that I can watch it also, because I'm always very interested about how people are living their lives, and especially people who have made this a huge change in their lives and have moved somewhere. I mean, Finland is not a new country for me, but if you live longer somewhere else and then you come back, you certainly notice some things a bit another way. So I hope you like this video like you like the last one as well. We'll see you in the next time.